TRICKCAL posted like an hour ago or so their first developer notes, and there is a lot of quality of lives and updates we are getting way sooner than expected compared to the Korean server. So let's talk a little bit about them, explain some of them, show some of them, and as usual, before we start, hello degenerates, welcome back to the Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict, and today's topic, Developers Note Episode 1. Hopefully this is big enough for you guys to be seeing it. Should be. I'm gonna be skipping the introduction and the boring stuff and going directly into the early implementation of convenient features, because there is a few of them that are pretty nice. First of all is bulk purchase, so you can buy multiple things directly, right, on the normal shop. Always good, because it's a pain to having to be buying one by one when you are clearing most of the shop. And the second one that is also fantastic is here. We plan to add the quick shop purchase. So the quick shop will remember what you bought yesterday, and we'll have directly a button where you can select everything you bought yesterday. So you can buy every single day the same things on this shop. That should only work here, and that's it. At least in the Korean server, it doesn't work here, it doesn't work on any other shop, only in there. But the bulk purchase should work everywhere. The only one that should only work here is the quick purchase feature, but still is a nice quality of life to save time. Everything that saves the player time and is actually making their life easier is always welcome for less clicks on annoying stuff, no? No complaints. The second thing we're getting is early implementation of weekend events. So on the Korean server, there are a lot of smaller events, smaller mini games that are just pretty chill, pretty casual, that will give a lot of extra resources. That's what we're going to be getting. There are multiple of them. The first one we're going to be getting is going to be Rambling Power Tower, which grants Equipment Mastery, Equipment 101. Then WW Elias, which is pretty funny, which grants gold, and the Amusement Park, which will be granting order certificates. It's interesting to see, though, that we're getting this event, the Rambling Power Tower, but in the Korean server, the way they get Equipment 101, it's right here on the Clash course, just behind my camera, right there. So this is where they get Equipment Masteries on the Korean server, Equipment 101. And that's basically, you have 2 attempts per day. It's a tower per personality. You can use any character you want. It's not limited towards that personality. The enemies are of that personality. And then you have 2 chances per day to keep pushing the tower that's open that day and get more masteries, or sweep directly if you are stuck. I wonder if that's what we're getting, or it's a different one, because the names they are using here on this post are different than the names we have in-game, for example, the Equipment Mastery. So I'm not sure if we're getting that, or it's a completely different one, but still, it's pretty good. Also, obviously, since we have way different characters, right, to ensure that it's going to be properly balanced, they need some testing to start introducing these events. No rush. Hey, more rewards is more rewards. Can't complain, even more so with the lack of gold we have right now. We need so much fucking gold, bro. It's crazy. Moving on, however, we're getting also increased dimensional class rewards, and this will be starting on October 30, which already started, XD. And this basically, we're getting more rewards on the raids. On the Korean server, they're getting a little bit more. Obviously, they have a lot more characters as well, but the raids are always a good way of getting lucky and being able to get new characters as well, because you get a lot of 1 to 3 randoms. You're also going to be getting legendary cards. You're also going to be getting some pools, etc. So it's basically a lot of increased rewards just for participating. Obviously, the further you can go into the raid, the more rewards you'll get, and this probably needs to be adjusted in global, because in Korea it's like 25 bosses, 20 something, I don't know. And obviously for us in global, we cannot get there. The strongest guy in global is doing like 1.2 billion in contrast to everyone else. So for us, it might have to be adjusted to match how far we can get for those rewards, but at least we know already it's going to be increased. So pretty good on that regard. The next thing we're getting is the card crystal store. The card crystal store, because I was also curious and I was like, I have no fucking idea what this is used for, is these crystals right here, the card crystals. These card crystals are only obtainable when you get a card or a rune that you already have 5 stars and you get a duplicate, and you will be instead getting this card crystal currency. So this currency, there's going to be a new shop. I haven't seen this in Korea, so that's something exclusive for us, because the Korean version has a different way of getting cards for free with gold basically. And you will be able to obtain cards that you don't have, or dupes for cards you already have if you want to be maxing them out as well. If you've been unlucky, and let's say for example myself, I really like the safety harness, but I've been super unlucky getting more dupes, right? So I would love to max it out after I get dupes on other cards. So this is a pretty good shop. They don't say the price, they don't say specifically, you know, how easy or hard it's going to be getting those extra ones, but this is an extra way of obtaining them. This is good because for whales, I've said this multiple times, artifacts and rune cards are way higher priority than getting dupes. For whales, there is a lot more power here than on the character dupes. There is a lot of power here for whales, and even for free-to-plays, if you get lucky and you have already maxed out cards, or unlucky if you're always getting the same one, right? You will be able to obtain newer ones. Pretty good, amazing quality of life, God bless Epic. Now, free skin giveaway is the next thing they're talking about, and this depends how they handle it. So in Korea, there is multiple ways you can get free skins. One, obviously, they just give it to you for free, okay? Just like they did with the Gavia skin, for example. They would just go and be like, hey, a free skin in the shop, go get it. The other way, it's a gachapon, and I think that's the one we're going to be getting here. So if you go and read all of this, okay, a TLDR, in the Korean server, one of the ways of obtaining free skins is a literal gachapon that they introduce on big events. And you can every day get a coin for free, or you can use gems to buy more, or pay gems to buy even more gachapon coins. This gachapon will give a lot of pulls, a lot of really good resources, and sometimes, if you are lucky, it will also give you old skins that are no longer available in the shop or that were given for free in the past. So this is a really good way of not only giving pulls to the players, because a coin costs 300 gems, I believe, but you are getting always 5 or more pulls, right? So it's a really good way of giving more resources to the player, which this game is already pretty generous, but hey, even more, we're not complaining, while also allowing the spenders to go further into the gachapon if they wanted more resources, and also supporting Epic. So it's pretty balanced, I like it. I've gotten multiple skins in the Korean server this way. Happy to see we're getting something similar. Again, we'll see if it's specifically the same or not. After that, they talk a little bit about the continuous improvements on Dim Theaters and the overall game experience. I don't care too much about this. The only thing that I will be saying is that I don't like how the Alice theater is presented. When it comes to the shop, instead of having the shop, you having this fortune reading, it's a lot harder to get the cards you are looking for, the items you are looking for. When we're talking about the shops, obviously there are items that are pretty bad and items that are really good, and it's better if you have the ability to buy them in the order you want, rather than having these random cards and having to shuffle all the time. Pretty boring, I don't like it, but it is what it is. And then voice actor information added to the codex, that's nice. Continuous improvements of localization, quality, and immersion, again, for people who care about the story and want better translations, that's great. And that's basically everything for these first developer notes. The last things they touch on is Akibahara and offline events, mostly for Japan, obviously. I highly doubt that we'll see anything else. Also, check your mail. There should be 500 crystal leaves and 500 candies. I'm using my candy to build Belita for the raid. Probably building Shady will be better. Probably building Ifrit will be better. Even building Alice, if you like her, will be better. I just like Belita. She looks cute. I think she looks like a dork, so why not? She also has a cute skin with the dress. I probably will get that as well. But yeah, I use all my candy to build her. I don't know if I'll have enough time before the raid. She's rank 4. To get her to rank 7 to deal some good damage. We'll see. That's it for these first developer notes. They also show some of this stuff with the bulk purchase in here. They also show the WWE Elias, which is basically you bet who's gonna be winning on these dogs fighting each other. And then the extra rewards plus some of the skins for free you will be getting. By the way, the Korean server has a lot more cosmetics as well, not only like skins per se, not only avatar frames, but you can also customize this relic right here. They have like a lot of customizable options that are fantastic. They look really, really good. They also have like a lot of cosmetics for your name, like your name can glow, have different effects, etc. More titles. So there's like a small series, like for example, the one they did with the skin, like this pass, they have some of those that are $3, I believe it is $3 or $4, and they have a lot of stamina, some cosmetics, and some pulls. For the price they have, which is again $3, I think those are almost mandatory for spenders to get. For free-to-play, they will also introduce some for free, so pretty good. And then I think that's basically it. Yes, and then the shop and the new event for Alice with the Apostle voice actors going into the encyclopedia. That's basically everything for the first developer note. Honestly, really good developers note. We're getting a lot of the quality of life that the Korean server already has. Zero complaints with TRICKCAL so far. Even the changes they made from the Korean server to be like only for global, most of like 95% of the changes have been pretty good. can't say anything on those. There are a few things that is mostly nitpicking that I could complain, but again, it's mostly just that nitpicking and not really like actual complaints or feedback. That said, enough japping, enough ranting. As usual, we are live every single day, beautiful people, playing TRICKCAL, playing different gacha games, chilling with the voice for a couple hours every day. Link in the description. Good luck with your pool dinner dates. I'll see you in the next one.